Breaking tonight, a lot happening during this show. Just announced, the president-elect has selected Pam Bondi as the next Attorney General of the United States. I'll read from this announcement from the president-elect. I'm proud to announce former Attorney General of the great state of Florida, Pam Bondi, as our next Attorney General of the United States. Pam was a prosecutor for nearly 20 years, where she was very tough on violent criminals and made the streets safe for Florida families. Then, as Florida's first female Attorney General, she worked to stop the trafficking of deadly drugs and reduce the tragedy of fentanyl overdoses deaths, which have destroyed many families in our country. She did such an incredible job that I asked her to serve as our Opioid and Drug Abuse Commission. During my first term, we saved many lives. Again, he goes on to say she's smart and tough and is America's first fighter who will do a terrific job as Attorney General. Again, Pam Bondi from Florida, the next nominee for President-elect Trump, who obviously saw today that Matt Gaetz pulled his name from nomination as the votes were not there on Capitol Hill in the Senate for Matt Gaetz as Attorney General. Pam Bondi, now the name that the president-elect has put forward in that position.
So now we have to ask, was this the plan all along? Is Trump playing 4D chess while everybody else is playing checkers? Did Trump put Matt Gaetz out front to create such a high amount of crazy and take over the spotlight, knowing the whole time that he would most likely not get through the Senate, and had her tapped the whole time? I don't know. You could think that way. You could think that he has a bunch of picks that the Rhino Republicans probably don't want in. So if it were me, I would put someone out like Matt Gaetz and use him as a bargaining chip, the art of the deal. So when all this comes to foot, he can say, all right, we'll pull Matt Gaetz out as long as you push these guys through. I don't know. And Pam Bondi is a 100% Trumper and was someone who backed him throughout all his court hearings and all that lawfare that was against him. So she's an amazing pick as well. And now if he can get the rest of his cabinet choices like RFK and Pete Hegseth through, if he made the deal for those two for Matt Gaetz and then put Pam Bondi in, I don't know. We'll have to see, but it sure is interesting. Let's see what CNN has to say about Pam Bondi, because the more they talk about a cabinet pick, the better cabinet pick he or she is. If the left doesn't talk about a pick, they're probably establishment and won't be the disruptors that we need.
Trump is now choosing his longtime ally and the former Florida Attorney General, Pam Bondi. Trump allies telling CNN they are breathing a sigh of relief, believing that Bondi will face a much easier confirmation process than Matt Gaetz. Bondi, who became Florida's top prosecutor at the height of the Tea Party movement, has a reputation as an effective litigator. She served as a member of Trump's impeachment defense team, and she joined him on the campaign trail. Bondi has also spent a lot of time on the president-elect's favorite news channel.
This is just one big press conference trying to smear Donald Trump, trying to hurt Donald Trump.
It's really unbelievable what they're doing.
Right.
They are obstructing the candidate, President Donald Trump.
The Department of Justice, the prosecutors will be prosecuted, the bad ones. The investigators will be investigated because the deep state, last term for President Trump, they were hiding in the shadows, but now they have a spotlight on them and they can all be investigated.
All right, joining us now, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Mark O'Mara. He knows Pam Bondi from her time as Attorney General. Mark, I'm so grateful to have you on the show this morning. Thank you so much. What can you tell us? I first got to cover Pam Bondi back in 2012 when she was a surrogate for Mitt Romney when he was running for the Republican nomination. What can you tell us about her evolution, and most importantly, what it would mean for her to be at the top of the Department of Justice, considering what former President Trump has said he wants to do with the department?
Well, first I've had several cases against her with Ms. Bondi way back in the day when she was a line prosecutor. First and foremost, she's a prosecutor. She's a good trial attorney, formidable in a courtroom, quite honestly. Now, as an attorney general, she's not going to show up in a criminal courtroom very often, but she does have that ability, that style, and that presence that I think is going to serve her very well as the attorney general.
So, Mark, how would you say her experience stacks up for the job that she has been nominated for? Because there have been sort of two parallel tracks here as we've been trying to cover Trump's nominees for these positions. Some of them have very problematic personal issues. Matt Gaetz is a good example, the one who obviously just was pulled to make way for Bondi. But the other is questions about, okay, what experience do you bring to the job? Doesn't line up with the types of experience that others have brought to the job in the past. How does Bondi's experience stack up in terms of others who have also been attorneys general of the United States?
See, they will do anything they can to make it the cabinet pick not ready for the job. But they're the first one, people that have no experience, as long as they have a D next to their name. You know Biden's cabinet picks. None of them had experience. They were all DEI hires. They were all hired by how they look, not what they've done, their merit, their intelligence, their talent, none of that. It was literally, you look this way, you're good for the job. You look that way, you're good for the job. Oh, you sleep with this type of person, definitely good for that job. And that's all good. But when we pick people who are very smart, a shot at the position, all they want to do is try to give these people gotcha moments to fame them. It's crazy.
Well, if I compare it to the most recent nominee, Matt Gaetz, they are worlds apart. Matt Gaetz, I don't think had any experience in a courtroom, no real trial experience. And although trial experience in and of itself isn't necessary for the job, the idea of being comfortable in the courtroom, of presenting yourself, it has become pretty apparent, not only when she was a prosecutor over in Hillsborough County, but since, that she has a great presence. And after all, the attorney general job is sort of just that. So I think comparing to Gaetz, also comparing to some of the other nominees for the other positions, she has the pedigree. She truly does, because she's, again, been in a courtroom, presents very well. I think she's going to be an easy nominee approval by the Congress, because she doesn't have some of the downside, it seems, that people like Mike Gaetz may have brought into it. So I think it's going to be a pretty smooth, and if you compare her to all the other candidates, I think she's going to be an easy choice to be approved.
Mark.
See, and that's what makes me think maybe this was the plan all along. I mean, she is 100% going to Trump's team. She's going to help push his agenda, not get in his way, be a bulldog. And that's what we wanted Matt Gaetz. That's why everybody wanted him on our side, because, yes, he might have not had the experience, but he was ready to disrupt. He would have blown everything up. We would have gotten the JFK files. We would have probably gotten the Epstein files. Anything that we wanted within reason that wasn't highly classified. And I think that she will do the same thing. So, was it a game that Trump was playing? We'll know if Pete Hegseth gets through and RFK gets through and we have Bondi, and who knows, maybe Matt Gaetz ends up taking a Senate position in Florida, since he is the Senate-elect for the next session. So even though he pulled out for the remainder of this session, he's already the elect for next, so he could have that job as well. Or maybe Trump's going to slide him in on a different cabinet pick. Who knows? One thing I can tell you is it's 100 miles an hour forward. Trump is throwing everything at everybody all at once. That way, there's so many misdirections and so much coming at them that they can't single someone out and brutalize them or try to put together a team to push somebody out. So all I say is keep it coming. And for any of those doomers out there because Matt Gaetz didn't get in, stop it. We're going to have so much fun come January. Just stay on the phone with your senators, stay on the phone with your governors, tell them that we will primary any Republican that stands in the way of Trump's agenda, that the only reason that they are where they're at is because of him, so they need to get behind him, grow a pair, and push forward so we can have our country back. Because I believe we can get there. But we're going to have about 2 years to do this before midterms. So it's not a long time. We have to keep it 100 miles an hour. And that's one of the main reasons why Trump is trying to get his picks out of the way. So come January, as soon as that hand touches that Bible, it's time to go to work. I appreciate you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. We really need your help to get this off the ground. We do this for you because we like talking about it, and we just want to be good Americans and want to be on the right side of this revolution that started. I can't wait to see what's next. Thank you guys. God bless, and we'll see you soon. Peace.